How do you reduce the amount of triangles in a 3D model so you can 3D print it? 3D printers can slice very complex models, but popular 3D printers often give you a warning if there's more than 1,000,000 triangles. In this model here, you can see I have nearly 2,000,000 triangles. There are also probably all kinds of strange artifacts from the 3D model generation. So I can do a couple things to make this better. The first thing to do is add a decimate modifier. A decimate modifier will just reduce the number of triangles. If I click the little blue wrench down here, click Add Modifier, Generate, Decimate, it gives me an option for ratio. It also tells me how many faces I have. If I click a ratio of 0.5, which would be 50%, I should get approximately half the number of triangles. This won't take much detail away. In fact, if I zoom in, I can see the mesh just like this. And if I turn the modifier off, and then turn the modifier on, I hardly see any difference. Yes, there's a little bit of loss of detail, but this will save a lot of memory for things that you don't need. Then you can go ahead and click Apply. Now you can see that I have under 1,000,000 triangles for this model. The next thing we want to do is make sure that we have a manifold model, meaning that it's watertight and there's no strange pieces or parts that aren't connected. You can do this manually by merging the vertices, but there's a great add-on in Blender called the 3D Print Toolbox. There's a link in the description on how to install it. Once you have the add-on installed, press N on your keyboard to bring up this screen. Then you'll see the 3D Print Toolbox. Select the object or the 3D object that you want to clean up for 3D printing in Blender. Then select Cleanup and select Make Manifold. This may take a second depending on how complex your model is. It says it modified 140 vertices and took away edges and faces. So now my model is manifold. I can close this, and now I'm ready to export it as an STL. If I go to File, Export STL. Even though there's only one mesh in my Blender project, it's a good idea to always click Selection Only. That way you don't accidentally export many other things. Then just click Export STL, and now you have an exported STL that you can use for 3D printing. Happy 3D modeling!